Mathematics is the language of God. The reason I say that is because math is simple. It is what it is. It is descriptive. That is the nature of what language should be. Simply to describe, not to have emotional judgments or anything of that nature. Just simply to say. Listen to the process. You don't have to understand exactly the words, but the process, okay? I'm going to make this statement. All numbers are a product of prime numbers. Now, that's the statement. Your mind operates like this. Now, what I'm going to show you is how you get through that mind. See, that's equating two different things. You follow me? What is a prime number? Define it. A prime number is a number that is only divisible in two ways. It can only be divided by 1 and itself. Any number that can be divided in more ways than that is a compound number. Don't worry about that. Okay. Here is a technique. This technique, when any feeling come up in you, use this technique. Put your attention on the spot where you feel it and relax. Observe what happens. You follow what I'm saying now? I've given you a couple of definitions in relationship to this statement. Now, as you relax and things change, I want to go to the next step in the order of proving the statement. Let's take a number, 5,600. That's a product. You know, a product is the result of multiplication, okay? So, I say, all right, I'm looking for prime numbers, numbers that are only divisible by itself and 1. So I can eliminate 1. 1 is not a prime number nor a complex number. 1 is the number of God. Let's put that over there. Because if you divide 1 by 1, you can only divide one way because it's only 1. You see, 1 by 1 is, okay. I say, what two numbers equal 56 times each other? 8 times 7 is 56. Times 10 times 10. That gives me 5600. 7 is a prime number. 8 is not a prime number. So I couldn't be at that point yet to see whether this proves the point or not. Oh, so what prime numbers equal 8? 2 times 2 times 2. 2 cubed, or 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 7 equals 56. Aha! Okay. Now I still got those 2 zeros on the end. 10 is not a prime number. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 is prime, And we know 2 is prime. Times 5 times 2. I have proven that the product is the result of all prime numbers. Now, what you saw was breaking down the whole thing, step by step by step, to see if the first statement is correct. And I just proved the first statement is correct. Result of all, the product of all prime numbers. Right? Now we go to the process. That's the same thing you do with that process. You break it down. Oh, here it is. What you think creates your reality. How is that? Oh, well, let me use this technique. Let me break it down. Let me use this technique. Let me put my attention where I've been told to put it, and let's see what happens. Something happens. When I do that, for a moment, I'm not thinking about what I was thinking about before. Something has broken down. Wait a minute. If that was so important, how did it break down? Answer, because, go back to, it's not prime. It's not at its base. So, thinking and feeling are not necessarily related. So I have been putting these two things together, whether they go together or not. The reality out here and the reality in here don't necessarily match. You follow what I'm saying about process now. Just breaking down, till you come to the prime. The prime, you can't break it down any further. Yes, Mark?
So what are prime numbers of product?
Prime numbers are themselves. Now, if you want to look at it from a different point of view now, okay? Numbers are simply representations. Now go back to what I said about 1 not being a prime number, nor is it a complex number. A complex number would be 6, all right? Because you can say 1 into 6 goes 6 times, or 6 into 6 goes 1 time, or 3 goes into 6 2 times, or 2 goes into 6 3 times. That's compound, all right? That only happens with the fall from grace of the Creator or God. 1 is the only one that cannot be divided in that way. When you come, you remember something I said years ago. 2 is the number of division. So now they come from the division of the whole thing, from looking at things as separate from the whole. This is where they come from, all right? They speak to the self of a particular thing, to the self of particular things as they are divided from the whole. This is where prime numbers come from.
That would be,
They are the illusion.
it would be the law that governs.
Yes. Yes. When everything goes back to the one, to the singularity, there is only one. 2 is the number of division, the number of doubt, the number of duality, dual thinking. You think, when you start to think of 2, you think of this and that. When you think from the base of your consciousness, you only think I. And not I in the selfish way, but you've heard me say, I think of you as me. I don't think of you as you. And that's in its purest sense, not in its divisive sense. You follow what I'm saying? So numbers, I go back to my original statement, numbers are the language of God, pure and simple. It breaks it down, real simple. You have this in the world of division, and you have this in the world of unity. Does this make sense? Okay. Yes, Al.
And 3 is the completion, the Tao.
3 is the completion of the number of creation. Yeah. Of the number, yeah.
Because the 2 make something new.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. We have, some people say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I say Mother God, Father God, and God the Son. Love. Love is the Son of God. The division from the beginning. Now, we go back to the whole. At the whole, I see you. Because I see you as me. I love you. And because I love you, I'm going to treat you as myself in love, because I love. I use the word I love you, but the real word is I love. You just happen to fall in. You just happen to be passing by. Okay. Because there is no you in that term. So, as myself, as the indivisible one. Remember I said a prime number can be divided in 2 ways, only 2 ways. The 1 cannot be divided in 2 ways because it is itself. It is 1 and it is itself. So it can't be divided. Itself can't be divided. So when you come back to that, the world changes. You see the division in the world. You see it. The illusion of the division, the lie. The problem is with many people, because they have gotten into their heads about things, is that they think the division is real. One of the things I said to you about when this first happened, I kind of drifted around the world, went around the world looking to see if people were really, if what I had seen were true. And it's true. Regardless of your sex, regardless of your race, regardless of your national heritage, we are all the same. Wow. There's one. We look at our base. One of the things that you might enjoy is watching these little snippets of animals doing wonderful things for each other. I saw a thing the other day where a dog was hit by a car, and the other dog dragged the dog out of the highway and stood guard over it until it died. I saw a goat and a tiger playing together, sleeping together. At their base, they understand something man does not understand. But they reflect the same oneness. the same oneness. A crow and a cat. The kitten was abandoned. The crow went and found food and fed the cat until the cat grew up. Now they go around together, the cat and the crow. The consciousness. The consciousness is there. Even if a cat and a crow, or a tiger and a goat, the tiger usually looks at a goat as a sandwich, as a snack, okay, can pass that duality, can go beyond it. Human beings can. But what we must be willing to do is understand why we think there's a difference. We think there's a difference because we look around and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 individuals. But I'm looking through the mind and not what I am, not through the consciousness. I see me, I see me, I see me, I see me, because we are the same. There's only one of us. Now I don't have to fight myself. I don't have to fight myself anymore. Wow. I see that behind all things there are forces that cause these things to be. There are forces that cause these things to be. Things. We look at it in the world of science as energy. Okay. We say it's energy because it moves. We say, well, if we look at light, sometimes it's a wave, sometimes it's a particle. Started out as a wave and became a particle in the beginning of the Big Bang. Than it was before it became form. Then behind the form is something, a force. That force is the same for all things. Then what is that? I don't know what it is, but I see it. And I'm not smart enough to know what it is, so I have to pay attention to it. Let me see what it does. Let me see what it says. Then how can I be so sure about everything? How can I be so sure that what you're doing is right? Particularly when you're doing it to yourself. But hey, how can I be so sure that because his skin is lighter than mine and he has blonde hair that he's different from me? How can I be so sure of that? Or how can I be so sure that guy is wearing those glasses on his face? It must be something wrong with him. He's different. Got those glasses on. And he goes to this correctional place every day. He goes out there and he lives amongst these weird people. Wow, okay. No, see, I can't be so sure. I have to say, hey, how are you? Let me get to know you. You go to this weird place every day. What do you do? Oh, okay. And I have to be willing to listen and not judge. To listen and not judge. Because anytime I judge, I have interrupted the flow of that person's expression. And in that person's expression, that person tells me who they are. They may not know that they're telling me who they are, but they are. They are. When I was in the military, I got out of the military. They were talking about coming back. And he said, guy said, we kind of don't want you. We want young guys. He said, because old guys, you say, we're going to go take that hill. You want to know how we're going to do it. What's your strategy? Young guys are going to run up there and die and try to take the hill. See, I'm an old guy. I want to know, how you going to do that? See, I'm stupid. I need to know how you're going to do that. I need to break that 5,600 down into prime numbers where it can't be broken down any further. Okay, now I come back. See, that one is looking at the interpretation of all the primes. That one number. And listen to you talk bullshit. Is there something I saw about sign language? Bullshit. See, I need to know. You like that, huh, David? I saw that. I don't know. Hey, works. See, I need to know. I need to know the truth of it. From that statement that was originally made, I make certain statements that are based off of that. The reason we don't know is because this gets in the way. We need to understand this in order to understand what is true, because we need to get this out of the way so that we see, so that I can break it down to its smallest common denominator. And what is breaking it down? One. That they cannot be divided more than one way. It cannot be. That is the observer. That is seeing. The ones who are caught in the numbers out here don't realize that 5 times 2 is 10. So is 2 times 5. So when you try to tell me it's different, I'm saying, no. I'm looking at it at its base. If I got 5 sets of 2, I have 10. If I have 2 sets of 5, I have 10. So you can't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. I'm looking directly at the situation. I want to change it. I don't want my life to be that way. I don't want my life in disarray. Therefore, I must correct the problem. I must correct what I have learned, or what I have assumed is true. I have assumed that the division between us is true. Let me find out. Is it really? Is it really true? No. We do the same things. Okay? I say a person who is deaf does not know what bullshit is. They don't have a word for bullshit. Because they are people. We are the same. We are the same. Everybody has a story. Everyone. Well, I did this because I didn't have this, I didn't have that. So everybody had a problem of some sort. It's the price of being alive. The first assumption from a child, one of the first assumptions is that this is the way life is going to be forever. If you grow up in a house with a mommy and daddy, that's the way it's supposed to be. Then they get divorced. Oh, I'm the product of a divorce. So what does that have to do with you? You don't expect to know that from the beginning as a child. But as you grow, it's like, wow. Someone said to me, I really hated, that my mother was an excellent typist. My mother typed 200 words a minute, and I can't type 2. Well, is it inherent? What are you saying? Because your mother typed 200 words a minute, because you came from her womb, you're supposed to jump out. Typing! You got to stop pooping on yourself first. You got to learn not to do that. Instead of learning to type. The point is, because we assume this little paradise we have is the way it's supposed to be. Then when things change, we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know that change is the nature of the universe. Change. It doesn't stay the same. You say, oh my God, I'm going to be here and live on this earth and Well, the earth is still young. It's only what? A couple of billion years old? In terms of earths, that's a baby. But you keep on living. Keep on earthing. Suddenly one day, heart attack. Boom. Oh, I didn't see that comet coming. Everything changes. It changed from a cloud of gas into atoms and into molecules and into dust and to rock to the earth. That's change. We only want to think of that end of it. We only want to think of creation. We don't want to think about the other end of that. It runs its course. I think of this mind. It was just yesterday. I was Superman. It was just yesterday. I could run, I could jump, man. I could kick, I could punch, I could twirl. I could eat anything I could want to. I could throw in a pound of bacon in the oven down there and crisp it up and bacon. I could do that, but I didn't realize that bacon was my comet, was my meteorite. Suddenly, wow. Suddenly I'm 60 years old. Yeah, but I'm 60. Shit. Man, I think around 60 I was leg pressing 1,200 pounds. Yeah, shit, 60. All of a sudden one day, bam, oh! Go to sleep, I have it about bees stinging me in my left arm. What the hell? Heart attack. Oh, heart attack. But I can jump up. I can press bench 300 pounds. I can squat 1,400 or 1,200. I can smoke a pack of cigarettes. I can eat a pound of bacon. What the hell? And something else goes, you could die. Oh. Wow. All of a sudden, I'm where I am, and I'm the old guy in the gym. You see a pretty young girl looking at you, and you go, say, oh, sir, do you have a son? Or he had even a grandson. Kurt Douglas says, women looking at him, and he'd look back and they say, oh my, are you, what's his son's name? Michael Douglas's father? Said, hell, I thought I was looking good. Point being, realizing one's mortality, realizing it's going to be over. Over. Wow. It's going to be over. I was having a problem. Went to the doctor, said, oh, problem is probably this pill that's making you so tired. Well, stop taking the pill. Okay. See the other doctor. The doctor said, oh, we're giving you that pill to keep you from having a heart attack. Now, you going to be tired or you going to be real tired? Yes. Huh. But just yesterday, dun, da, 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 Superman. Change. Change. I look at TV, and there's an actor. Man, he's old. I remember when he was a young boy. Oh, shit. I remember when he was a young boy, and he's old now. Oh. Change. We come to this point, and when we actually realize it's going to end, wow, then we start, I wish I had, I should have. No. We are human beings. We have the possibility at any point in time to realize that truth. All you need to do is look around. Change happens. All you need to do is look around. Change happens. Everywhere. Everywhere. Wow. We need to look at it mathematically, cleanly, purely for what it is. Doesn't mean I have to count them up. No. I'm talking about the purity of the math. There's no fuzz on it. It is what it is. It is what it is. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? Same thing. The truth is the truth, is the truth, is the truth, is the truth. When we live with that, life becomes simple. When I look at others and I look at those still trapped, I see them because that was my trap. I see. I understand. Now, comes a question of choice. Do I want to be with that? Or don't I want to be with that? Simple. Am I at a point in my life where I can live with that? And it's okay. I am not affected by it. This is choice. We have choice. I'm not saying do as I do, because as I do, I don't want to be bothered. I got other stuff to do. My toenails need clipping. I got other stuff. I'm not going to live with those things around me. That's my choice. What is your choice? When you go on a trip together with someone, you both understand you're on a trip together but separate. That's a whole other thing. Choice. Freedom is choice. Freedom is choice. Wow. I choose sometimes to get up right away at 2 o'clock in the morning and go pee. Other times I choose to lay there until I see if I don't get up, I'm going to pee on myself. I have this conversation with myself. I always win. Because I'm saying, I don't want to get up. I'm saying, you better get up. Either way it goes, I win. So, choice. Choosing. But we only have choice when we're not controlled, let us say, by the prime numbers. What? I have to choose to stop smoking, or to stop eating, or to stop drinking, or to stop doing drugs, or to stop bullshitting. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. A choice you may have to make 1,000 times until you realize who you are. You realize who you are. You're not the choices. You're that which chooses. Once I realize that I am that which chooses, I am no longer divided. You can't tempt me with a pork chop. You can't tempt me with a cigarette. You can't tempt me with a bottle. You can't tempt me with whatever. Because that which I am has no desire in that. Can't do it. You cannot do it. See, now we've solved the problem. That's why it's important to come to that space. That's why it's important to prove that point. That first statement I gave you. It's important to see, whoa, wait a minute, oh, now I can stop relating to that and relate to this, to the one observing that. I can now relate to the energy in my body as opposed to what I think it means. When I can do that, I can overcome anything. I can overcome anything. Once I understand what the energy in my body means, instead of, oh, it means I gotta eat that pork chop. Or I gotta eat 10 pork chops. Oh. No. Let me feel. What was the technique? Feel. Not talk to yourself. Feel. What does that mean? And if I do it right, wow, that feels pretty good. Wow. Then what was not feeling good was my resistance to the energy. It wasn't what I was saying it was about. It was my resistance to the energy. Oh, then I accept the energy. I should have known when I was young, but I didn't. Playing sports. Every football player will tell you, just before the game starts, you pee on yourself. You're an animal. Animals do that because you're holding it back and then okay, I'm good now. Let's go. You smell like pee, so everybody gets away from you. Anyway, I learned something. When you focused, even though you had the same energy as the guy next to you, that didn't happen. There was a calmness, even though your body was ready to go. You're stomping, chomping at the bit. You're ready to go, but you're focused on the task. When you got ready to fight or to spar, that same thing happened. That energy went into what you were about to do, rather than turning against your body. I should have learned then, but I didn't. It's the energy. Now, what does this tell you? You see, this and this are separate. They're not the same thing. This affects this if this allows it. What do you want to do? What is it? What choice does an individual want to make? See, when you allow this, life becomes better. Becomes better. You know, I have a distaste for vegetables. Unless you put some ham hocks in there, cook them suckers with some bacon grease. That's how I grew up. Don't like vegetables. But I get my vegetables every day. I take them and I put them in a blender and I bzzz till they're unrecognizable. I turn it up. And I don't stop drinking now until it's all gone. Because if I stop, I won't go back. I know me. Drink it down. Oh, God. I'm done. I did what I needed to do. People say, well, you You want a salad? No. Because I have to taste it. No. I have my vegetables, though. I had a whole bunch. I had cauliflower, broccoli, spinach, beets. I had mushrooms. I had everything. Most awful tasting concoction you could imagine. I had it all. You follow me? I did what I needed to do. I did what I needed to do to overcome the opinion about it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is take your medicine, which is your spinach and all that. Take it. Do it. This and this are different. We get into worry. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Stop and begin to do it. Break it down. 5,600, all prime numbers, all numbers are the product of prime. Break it down. Break it down. Break it. Oh, that's true. Thought. Break it down. Break it down. Oh, wait a minute. It breaks down right here between feeling and thinking. Oh, that breaks. Oh. Then one really has nothing to do with the other. See, I've broken it down. Aha. Now I can feel. See, if you don't feel, you're suppressing. You can't suppress it. If you suppress that energy, it turns against you. It doesn't feel good. So you have to experience the energy. Experience it. Just don't talk about it, because you become fixated in the talking about it. Now you're learning to be in control because you understand. Okay. But I'm going to say this to you. Stick with learning about it from that level, from the level of feeling, energy. That will free you. Okay? Try not to get into repeating negative things to yourself. If you have something to say to yourself, say open things to yourself. Kind things, loving things, understanding things, funny things to yourself. You see, I can make a joke out of anything. Anything, doesn't matter. Sometimes I make jokes out of stuff in my head that I can't say out loud. You know, because people won't understand. How can you laugh about that? Because it's funny. What can I tell you? Just because of the humor of it. And I can feel good. I can feel good. Because remember now, it is to understand, and it takes time. If you are in a position where there's constant pressure, one of the things you have to understand is that pressure comes from you. They can do whatever they want to do. Whatever can out here can do whatever it does. I'm not accepting pressure. I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to focus and I'm right down on it. I'm going to figure it out. If I don't figure it out, I'm going to make a mistake. Okay, good. Then I learn from that mistake. I move on. But I'm not going to do this to myself. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not doing that. One of the things, if you're ever around me for any point in time, if I stop talking to you at this moment, that's why I have to keep talking. You'll be Ananda. Ananda. I'm at peace. You follow what I'm saying to you? You see, this is life. You're here to enjoy, to learn, to grow, to enjoy being here. And the things that you have to come through are nothing more than the things you have to learn about. Nothing more than the things you have to learn about. You follow? You must seize the opportunity. Because the opportunity is there when it's there. It's not there when it's not there. Everybody's the hero of their story when there's no war. Everybody's a hero. You can only be the hero in the heat of battle. And I don't mean fighting battle, I mean understanding. Understanding. Wow. That takes the heat off. Takes the pressure off. I come in this group of people who messed with me my entire high school life. No, here I am. You can't put pressure on me. I put pressure on myself way back then because I wanted to be a part of your group. I don't want to be a part of your group anymore. Why? Even in family. I don't want to be a part of that. Yeah, I see you. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. See ya. All right. Whatever it is your story is, Yep. Okay, see you next, whatever, Easter, next Christmas. Give them the Bob wave. Honestly, not pretend, but very honestly undisturbed, because I understand how they're operating. And I understand that what they do has no effect on me. I have an effect on me by what I think about what's happening. I have an effect on me by what I think. Well, why are you saying that to me? See, I look at it, why are you saying that out in the air like that? It has nothing to do with me. You remember when you were 18 months old and you pooped on yourself? Well, no, but I'm sure I must have done it. So did you. Boy, what is that? Why must you always embarrass me? It seemed to me that you embarrassed yourself by what you thought about what they said. Kids poop on themselves. And I'm sure if you lived long enough as an adult, you pooped on yourself. Hey. Here I am, awakened, lying in the hospital bed with the tubes running. I don't need anybody to help me. Oh, God. Nurse. I got my neck split over here. I can't reach. we poop. And if you live long enough, you're going to poop again. Hopefully. We accept life because we accept death. We accept life. I think, wow. Here I am at the end of my row. Son of a gun. Here I am. Nothing's changed, but everything has changed. Let's see. Is there anything that I didn't do that I wanted to do? Nope. A lot of stuff I did that I really didn't want to do, but like when they said, jump out of that airplane, it's like, I had to be macho, dun, 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 dun. But my knees and my body is saying, boo. That's a long way down. Don't worry about the fall, though. Deal with that sudden stop on the end of it. That's stuff you do because you're stupid. I want to know what it's like. Well, it's frightening. You look down and you realize the earth is rushing up toward you. And you got a little thing in your hand. If it works, things are good. If it doesn't work, don't worry about pooping because you just did it. You see very clearly. And you see that as you lived your life, it was fun. It was joy. Even that moment when you realize the earth is rushing up toward you, there was an excitement. But you also realize at the point when you realize your death, there's an excitement. There's a joy. If you don't entertain the negative thought, there's a joy. I'm alive. I'm alive now. I'm alive this moment. It has been broken down to its prime numbers, and I've returned to the one. Let me settle in here and let me enjoy. Let me stop fighting with myself. Because that's all it is. Fighting with yourself. Now let's go back to the way I started this. Remember, the language of God, the language of truth is mathematics. It's clean. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's the numbers. I'm talking about the cleanness of the thing. Don't butter it up. Don't fluff it up and make excuses for yourself. Because they're just excuses. Don't do it. I am what I am. What is that? Break it down. Don't try to define it. Be it. Be it. I am what I am. What is that? I don't know. This feeling inside me, what is it? I don't know. I'm no longer naming it. Therefore, it can run free. It run, flee. I'm alive. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm alive. Wow, what a great day. Wonderful gray day. Wonderful sunshiny day. Great dark night. Wonderful moonlit night. Wow, what a crisp cold. Nice and warm. I don't know any pressure. I'm going to die. What's the pressure? What's the pressure? Crisp, clean, mathematical. It is what it is. Don't pretend now. You got to come to that place for real. Understand? For real. Not pretending, oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, when you do. Feel that energy of it. Learn about the energy of life. Learn about the energy of being. Learn. Learn what it means. I say to you, consciousness is everywhere. You say, where? I said, I just told you. Everywhere. You are not just in here. You come into here every moment because it's here. It's alive. It is the one. It is there. Everywhere. 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 It is it. What is it? Conscious. That describes a condition of it. I didn't say what it is. I live in consciousness. I'm really saying I'm in it like taking a bath of it. Like if I jumped in Lake Michigan, I would be in Lake Michigan. Physically, you are in it. Start to appreciate it from that point of view and stop appreciating it from the point of view of the limitation of your body. You assume that this is what you are. It's not. This is a construct of consciousness. Feel the love. Don't look for love of. Feel the love. Because I don't know. A person in New York called and talked to me about seeing reality and saying, there are all these waves and folds, and all of a sudden you when you first open your eyes, there are these waves and folds, and then all of a sudden it locked in, and it became the things I'm familiar with. Which is it? I say, remember something I always told you. Yes, no, both, and neither. Don't try and put a word on it. Just accept it for what you see, for what it is. Know that your brain puts it together so that you can understand it for this existence. But this is not even, it's not a shadow of what it is. You have to be in it. Just be in it. Just be in it. I accept no pressure from being in it. I'm in it. I'm looking at it. I see a lot of people my age, you look at them and their eyes. Well, my eyes are like this, because I don't know what the hell is coming. My eyes are open. Someone looked at me and said, oh, you have young eyes. Why is that? Your eyes are open. No, I have eyes that want to protect my butt. So I have to pay attention. Okay. I hope that this lecture refreshes something in you. To come back to the basics of this thing. Don't get all caught up in some other stuff. We have to come to a point. The lesson has to be bang. Because that's what it is here. And that's what I do. I reflect this and beyond it. It disturbs me. But life is disturbing. I love you.